The tension was thick. Two warriors, two champions, one locker room encounter that would ripple through tennis history. When Carlos Alcaraz and Novak Djokovic locked eyes off the court, the game as we know it changed. But what really went down behind the scenes? Stay with me. Mini hook. You'll hear the unspoken words, the shifting power dynamic, the moment everyone noticed something changed. The tension was thick. Two warriors, two champions, one locker room encounter that would ripple through tennis history. When Carlos Alcaraz and Novak Djokovic locked eyes off the court, the game as we know it changed. But what really went down behind the scenes? Stay with me. You'll hear the unspoken words, the shifting power dynamic, the moment everyone noticed something changed. First, let's look at momentum, the cold, hard numbers, because tension often grows where stats meet expectation. Djokovic entered the tournament on a 25-match win streak. He'd won 4 of the previous 5 majors. Alcaraz, on the other hand, had broken into the top 10 just months earlier with 1 major to his name, but fearless. In their head-to-head record before the locker room incident, Djokovic led 3-0, 3 straight wins. 3 times Alcaraz left the court with a defeat. Yet each loss had a pattern. Alcaraz pushed Djokovic to the brink, long rallies, break points, match points even, but couldn't close. The young Spaniard was learning the hard way. The stats showed something subtle. In those 3 losses, Alcaraz had improved his serve speed, return accuracy, and unforced error reduction on big points. That told the story. He was catching up. Djokovic sensed it. He sensed a window closing. Because numbers don't lie, Alcaraz was rising, and Djokovic's dominance might no longer be indefinite. Then came the matchup in question. Alcaraz served at 130 miles per hour, won 72% of his first serve points. Djokovic committed 15 unforced errors far above his average. The momentum was shifting, and in the locker room afterwards, you could feel it. The champion knew his reign was being challenged. The challenger knew this was his moment. But it's not just stats, it's also mindset. And that takes us to factor #2. Behind every powerful serve and accurate return lies something invisible: psychology, the mind. And in the locker room between Alcaraz and Djokovic, psychology revealed itself in full view. Djokovic, the veteran, is known for his steely focus. He enters the locker room with rituals, headphones on, slight smirk, calm. The aura. I've been here, I've won here, I know this game. But on that day, something else. A brief hesitation as he met Alcaraz at the door. A split-second glance. A change in rhythm. Alcaraz, conversely, adrenaline coursing, fists in pockets, energy crackling. He walked in with a swagger. He wasn't just happy to be there, he believed. And body language matters. Video footage captured Alcaraz standing taller, gait firmer, eyes direct. He didn't shrink, he asserted his presence. The locker room scene, Djokovic removed his headphones a beat later than usual. Alcaraz didn't wait for words, he extended a hand right away. Djokovic paused. The handshake was courteous, but the eye contact lingered longer than usual. That body language moment lasted mere seconds, but in tennis, seconds count. Ego also plays a part. Djokovic didn't lose many meetings to under 2-5 players. Alcaraz had to prove, I'm not just the future, I'm now. And for the champion, the challenge wasn't only physical, it was existential. The moment in the locker room spoke volumes. The young lion is unafraid. The old king's throne is under siege. Stats and psychology tell part of the story. But the third factor brings the human tale, emotion, stakes, and the moment that changed everything. Now we zoom out to the human part, to legacy and emotion. Djokovic plays not only for titles, he plays for history, for record books, for vindication. Alcaraz plays for potential, for belief, for the promise of something greater. Picture this. It's late. The tournament is nearly over. The locker room is nearly empty. Just the two of them. The lights are dim. The air is heavy. Djokovic's coach leans in. Alcaraz's team huddles behind him. You can feel time stretching. The moment of truth. For Djokovic, winning means affirmation that even at his age, he's untouchable. But losing means the era might shift. For Alcaraz, winning means a rival that he's not just the young pretender, he's the real deal. The locker room tension is the bridge between eras, the new guard trying to take the throne. Emotion surged on court. Alcaraz fought like never before. He dropped to his knees after a big point. His coach embraced him mid-match. Djokovic clenched his fists, but also clenched his teeth. Off court, in that locker room corridor, cameras caught one exchange. Djokovic patting Alcaraz's shoulder, a small gesture, but layered. Respect plus warning. Alcaraz nodded, but the nod wasn't of subordination. It was of greeting the challenge. Legacy hung in the balance. Djokovic's next Grand Slam would either add to his legacy or confirm the new era. Alcaraz's next win would either establish his dominance or delay it. That locker room moment encapsulated it all. The fear, the desire, the unspoken shift. What did the experts say? Let's hear from some of tennis's greatest voices. Now we turn to those who have seen it all, the legends. What did they make of this moment? Roger Federer, you could sense it in the locker room. Novak isn't just playing opponents now, he's playing history. And when Carlos walked in, it felt like a new chapter. John McEnroe, I've never seen a young guy carry himself with that kind of composure beside Djokovic. Alcaraz had respect, but no fear. That's dangerous for someone at Novak's level. Andy Roddick, it wasn't about what happened on court alone. The psychological pivot is what decided things. That locker room scene mattered a lot. Tennis analyst Chris Evert, in high-performance sport, the locker room is the margin. It's where confidence transforms into inspiration or doubt sets in. These voices agree. The moment wasn't just the match. It was what happened before and after. It was the mind game. And for Djokovic versus Alcaraz, the locker room became the unseen battlefield. So what's the final verdict? Let's wrap this up. So what really happened? The locker room story between Djokovic and Alcaraz was more than drama. It was a signal. A passing of the torch? Maybe. A statement of intent? Definitely. The numbers showed Alcaraz was catching up. The psychology revealed he believed. And the emotional stakes told us the era might be shifting. Djokovic may still reign today, but Alcaraz is knocking on the door. If you ask, who gained the upper hand? I'd say Alcaraz did in that moment. He walked into the lion's den and left with his head held high. For Djokovic, the challenge just became bigger. For our next video, we'll dive deeper into that tournament's match itself. Full breakdown of rally by rally, motor behind the pressure, stick around. Until then, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the insight, hit like, subscribe, and ring the bell to get notified when we unpack the match. Because this rivalry, it's far from over.